Welcome to the latest New Haven Independent Vlog News Summary, direct from our assignment desk, i.e. Compost Heap. Let's see what stories we're working on this week. Well, it's the end of the academic year. Report cards are out, final report cards, and these graders are tough. Like this pillow was a result of a report card that high school students issued to the Board of Ed. They're members of the climate movement at the high schools, and they gave the Board of Ed members C's and D's on a report card for how they're dealing with sustainability and energy conservation. They've been putting in solar panels, they've been working toward improving airflow, but they said they need to do more, including, and my founder of the Independent got a copy of the report card, and I have it right here, where they gave a C to the members for the needing to do more work on transportation carbon reduction work. And here's what they said in the teacher comments in the grader. Quote, board members display difficulty focusing during class, meaning meetings, and regularly zoned out during discussions about reducing energy emissions from diesel fuel school buses. Well, I'm a little sympathetic. I kind of doze off in class too, but tough graders. New Haven Safe Streets issued a report card this week for people running for mayor. And the Safe Streets is this great coalition that's come together over the years as a whole bunch of different movements for safe streets joined forces for bike and pedestrian friendly streets and separated bike lanes, for safe enforcement of traffic and better designed streets, for less parking and less car-oriented in design. People run for mayor now, they feel they got to be Mr. Super Bike Micromobility, you know, for wheelchairs and scooters. So Liam Brennan, you always see him, he's running for mayor. He's always got his bike helmet on because he rides his bike around town. Mayor Elliker's always been a big bike guy. Yet Brennan, who got the top score, didn't even get an A, he got a B, 88 on the score. Elliker got a 75. Now, we're not quite sure how they exactly put these scores together, but I think the real good score is New Haven and this coalition for keeping the pressure on to design our streets better and make them safer. Somebody who's not getting an A or B in my book is the state legislature. They just finished the session. They're giving themselves high grades because they did get these approval to have more of these cameras up to catch speeders and reckless drivers. They did do baby bonds, but they punted on the environment. And here's where I would give them an F, where they gave themselves an A. They're all proud that on a bipartisan basis, they passed middle-class tax relief, the ultimate pandering to people who need the help the least. Here's what it means. If you make up to $300,000 a year in your household, you're getting a permanent tax cut that might return to you $300 or $600. Now, for someone struggling, that's a big deal. For people making that kind of money, that isn't even the top 100 priorities we have in our state. We didn't keep the bus fares free. We have lots of debt we still have to pay off, even when we made a good start. Pension liabilities. We got people working at the daycare centers in early childhood who aren't getting paid enough, and we have a crisis. That kind of pandering is an F, not an A. Well, New Haven's not going to be giving any A, Bs, or Cs to people who have these loud boom boxes on their cars. In fact, not only are they going to give them Fs, under a law that's advancing, got approved, permitted approval of the Board Alders Committee this week, they're going to start handing out fines of up to $2,000 for people who are blasting their music on these stereo systems outside their cars, and permission to seize the actual systems. If a person with normal hearing, not like me but really can hear stuff, can feel disturbed by this higher noise level at 100 feet away. So an A to the alders and the city administration cops for pushing this proposal, and an F to the people bothering everybody with the noise. Well, even the toughest graders we have in New Haven would have to give out some A pluses this week. For instance, the New Haven Fire Department Rescue Team, run by Lieutenant Ryan Almeida, you know what they did? A building was collapsing while it was under construction on Lafayette Street last week. They went down into a 30-foot hole 2 floors below the ground where there was a collapse, and a worker was face down in wet concrete about to die. The firefighters waded through knee-high wet concrete, putting themselves in danger below all this collapsing concrete and rebar. They could have died. They went in. They used hand shovels and then their bare hands to dig the guy out and save him, lift him high up in the air to safety. Way to go, NHFD A+. Freddie Fixer got an A+. Freddie Fixer was a fictional character started by Ed Grant 60 years ago in the Dixwell neighborhood, saying, let's clean up our neighborhood and have pride. They took big brooms and everyone out and cleaned Dixwell Avenue. That grew into a parade celebrating the avenue and pride in the community after the cleanup. It was a big event for decades. You'll be from lots of states that declined. It came back in force this year. The whole community came out and they did do the cleanup and they did the parade A+ for Freddie Fixer. And for the composters at the Climate Club, at Wilbercross High School as a senior project, did a pilot composting project. All that food getting thrown out every day at the cafeteria in all high schools, I guess except Sound School. They're throwing this out. We need to be composting as a city, as a state. And they did a great job, and now they're graduating, so they get the A+. I'm going to put my compost in this week in their honor. But if the Board of Ed wants to earn an A next year, take the lead of the Environment Club, the seniors at Wilbercross, and let's do this at all our schools. Until next time, this New Haven Independent Vlog News Summary, and remember, always pick up your trash.